Hey everybody, this is Kevin McFarland from The Art of Emergency Nursing, and you're listening to 30 Days to Being a Badass ER Nurse. In the next 30 days, I'm going to give you some quick tips and tricks to help you be a better ER nurse. And of course, as always, it's not just me you're going to hear from. I've recruited some of my friends to give you some of their tips and tricks so they can share their knowledge as well. So don't forget to subscribe so that you catch all the episodes. And if you find one of these tips and tricks are really helpful, give me a shout out on social media and share it with your friends. Let's get into today's tip. Hey everybody, it's Kevin McFarland and welcome to day 19 of the 30-day podcast challenge, 30 Days to Being a Badass ER Nurse. For today's tip, I'm going to do things just a little bit differently. I'll be back after the tip with a little bit of commentary and tell you why I selected this one for today. But for now, here's a tip to be a badass ER nurse from my friend, the brilliant Dr. Andy Foley.
Forget about being the loner. And now, what I mean by that is you don't have to be best friends with everybody at work, but when you build a relationship with your team, you get to know what's normal for your team, for behaviors and things like that. And when you know what's normal, you know what's abnormal. So you know when they've had some big significant event and they're starting to act differently. So the person that is the first one in the break room when there's donuts suddenly doesn't want any. Or the person who never goes in the break room when there's donuts suddenly is the first one in. Those changes in behavior, those normal responses to abnormal events, you can protect your team if you can recognize them, but you can't recognize them if you don't know them. So don't be forget about being a loner and get to know your team. We see so much, and it used to be kind of the suck it up buttercup, drive on sort of mentality. And it still is to a point, but that only works as long as it works. And you're safer if your team knows you and can help protect you from yourself. Because, nurse heal thyself is the way we've kind of always functioned. And you've got to give yourself permission to think about things and to heal. And your team really has your best interests at heart. And once you know your team, they will know when you're not acting typically. The person who all of a sudden has migraines all the time, and you know that they carry their stress in their neck and their shoulders, or the person who carries their stress in their belly and they're just eating on Tums. It's like, okay, well, what's going on? And having the courage to say that to your colleagues. I notice you're acting a little differently. I remember hearing about this whatever event. I'm here to talk to you about it. I'm available. Yeah. And again, we might not recognize that we're acting differently, but our team would.
So I wasn't actually planning on posting this tip today, but then I happened to notice on Facebook that one of my buddies had posted a couple things that made me think that maybe he needed to talk. Nothing alarming, nothing that made me worry for his safety, but certainly made me think that maybe he was going through some shit. So I did what any good friend would do. I reached out and said, hey man, you doing okay? Everything okay? Do you want to talk? We talked just briefly, and he's doing okay. I think he's going through a rough patch, and I feel bad for him about that. But what I did do is I let him know that I was here, and if he wanted to talk, I was willing to listen. I happened to send him a kind of a funny video to try to get a laugh out of him that hopefully did work. But sure enough, I noticed the signs on his Facebook page. And I think what Andy had mentioned is that you got to kind of keep an eye out for your team. And I think that's important. But understand that it can happen not only at work, but also on their social media. So keep an eye on your friends. Make sure they're doing okay. If you see, like, maybe they're posting some stuff that maybe sounds like they're depressed, or maybe sounds like they're going through some stuff, reach out. Let them know that you're there to listen, and let them know that you're willing to let them talk if they want to talk. They may or may not, but I think they'll appreciate you reaching out and just saying, hey, I notice you. I'm paying attention. What's up? If you want to chat. So keep an eye on your team. You know what a tough job this is, and sometimes life gets tough. So look after each other, love each other, be kind to each other. Don't be bitches, and have a good shift.
Thanks for listening to the Art of Emergency Nursing podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast and follow us on Facebook.